All right, guys, welcome back to a football show and Downtown Rams NFL draft prospect interviews. Joining us on the show right now, we have offensive lineman Chandler Zavala from North Carolina State. How are you doing, Chandler?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me on the show today.
Absolutely, Chandler. The pleasure's all ours, and we're really happy to have you on. Before we get into it, we like to kind of ask, I guess, a warm-up question or an icebreaker, however you want to perceive this. So we're going to ask you 3 questions here to give us your favorite TV show, your favorite food, and a favorite place in the world.
Those first 2 questions are going to be pretty hard.
They're hard for me, too.
It's because I'm not a TV show guy. I'm a movie guy, but...
You could say movie.
Say movie.
I have a favorite show, though. I'll say it. Okay. My favorite show was SEAL Team 6. It's on Paramount Plus. It's a Navy SEAL show. It's actually really good. With food, that's hard because my dad is actually a chef.
Yeah, I saw that 2-time CHOP champion.
Yeah, 2-time CHOP champion. So that's
awesome.
Pretty hard to choose food. I pretty much ate everything coming up as a kid.
That's awesome.
Maybe maybe we'll do it this way. Do you have like a favorite snack? Because I'm very big into snacks and I'm always looking like something I could buy at the store just to try. Like, cause I like eating snacks while
snacks,
I watch.
I have to eat food. I can't eat snack food. I need like real food.
Yeah.
So like I need like a steak or something. I can't eat like
okay.
Food.
Do you like sushi?
Yes.
All right, what's your favorite type of sushi?
Spot. You said what type?
Yeah, what's your favorite type of sushi? And then the sushi spot.
Well, there's this new spot I tried like a couple weeks ago. It's called 10 Sushi Lounge here. It's probably top 5 like I've ever had.
Okay.
I like to try like all different types of sushi. I don't really have a favorite.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the specialty rolls. The Brooklyn roll's really good. I've been getting into that. The Volcano is probably my favorite, I would say.
Yeah, that's
like
a classic.
Yeah, I mean, gotta like the Volcano roll. Anyone, even people that don't like sushi like the Volcano roll. And then favorite place in the world?
Just anywhere where family is.
Oh,
playing football.
It's a good answer.
That's a very good answer. I like that answer. That's really cool.
Well, speaking of football, we're just curious, how old were you when you started playing football and what originally got you into the sport?
So I was 17. So yeah, right after my junior year. So going into my senior year was my first year ever playing football. And then the reason why I first got into football is because both my grandparents had passed away. My grandmother from lung cancer, and then my grandfather from cardiopulmonary disease. And they love football. They're big Miami Dolphins fans. And I was never really exposed to football as a young kid, really. So I gave it a shot. And the high school coach at the time was recruiting me to play football. I'm still in touch with him, Daniel Bruton. We still talk. So, yeah, started senior year, and here I am now.
Yeah, here you are now on the cusp of going to the NFL draft and, reaching that NFL dream right there. It's pretty impressive. And I'm sure your loved ones are, looking down at you and, being really excited and proud of you as well. So, kind of moving into this next question, did you have a favorite NFL player growing up?
I never really watched football until I started playing. I've always watched football and soccer.
All right. Yeah, I mean, hey,
Hey, I played soccer in college, so
yeah, I played sweeper and striker.
There you go. I played striker.
Striker's the best position.
There was a brief period in time that I was forced against my will to play defense because of injuries. So I wasn't the best defender, but I did okay. But yeah, definitely a soccer fan here as well. But when was it? So, you start playing football, around 17. When was it that you kind of thought, hey, I can maybe make a career of this? Like I can take this beyond high school and college and I could play in the NFL.
So I would say probably like after that whole entire freshman year at Fairmont State, where I went for my first 4 years. I played just 3 games, but the 3 games I played, I dominated. And so, like, after the season and everything, talked to my parents about it, and then talked to my girlfriend about it at the time, Samantha Robb, and I was like, "Oh, I think we can do this. Yeah, we can do this." So then that next year, I got first team, and I also got All American at playing guard.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I was actually going to ask you next. Starting your football career at Fairmont State, and then ultimately ending up at NC State. Um, what led you on that path? Because obviously you create your own path there, and it's not like it's uncommon, or it's not like it's very common or uncommon, but it's we don't see it all the time. So like what led you to Fairmont to begin with, and then like what led you to NC State?
Okay, so come out of high school just playing 1 year. Fairmont State was the only school that offered me a full scholarship or a scholarship at all to be that. So then I went there, had a great time there. I've always thanked them because they were the only school that offered me and everything. And then going to NC State during the COVID year, my I graduated that spring, and then also I didn't have a fall or spring season, so I kind of took that as a sign it was time to go. So then after that, I put my name in the portal and everything, and then my first offer was UVA, and then NC State offered me. And then after that point, I talked to Coach Garrison every day, who's now at Ole Miss right now. And then Coach D called me a lot, and then also the recruiting coordinator, Mercy, called me a lot during the recruiting process during that COVID year. And then my mother lives in Raleigh, so
There you go.
There you
You
go.
said keeping it with the family. So yeah.
yeah.
But so playing at NC State, you played against a lot of really, really good competition. Is
Yes.
there any one guy or maybe two guys that stand out to you as being the toughest guys that you had to match up against?
Uh, I think I know I dominated everybody, but really for me, for who was like most evenly, who was very athletic for his size and also strong, was Rook, number 33 from Clemson on the D line, who decided to come back for another year. He's
Yeah.
probably the best player I played against because I didn't get to play against Breezy because he was dealing with his sister at the time. He was going
Mm.
through a patch and all that, and then other than that, I think Rook was probably the best I played against.
And is there a game that stands out to you in your college career as being the game, your favorite game that you played in?
Uh, I think throughout my career, every game is the game because every game I've dominated and the ball's been ran behind me. So I think every game is the game. Especially going to state, it was a lot of fun. Going from Fairmont State to only having probably 100 fans, and then going to state and it's like 67,000. That's a big jump.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be a big like culture shock to go from like very small to like the biggest of stages in the
Yeah,
course
when
of the year.
I first walked out for my first game there, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people.
I can imagine. But a cool feeling though. I'm sure
Yes,
that was
very
pretty
cool
cool.
feeling.
Yeah. In your opinion, what is the most important trait that an offensive lineman should have?
In the league, everybody's strong. They can lift weights and all that. But I think for offensive linemen, you have to have great lateral movement and be very smart at every position that you play. Picking up blitzes, stunts, knowing if this pressure is coming on a certain down and distance. And then just for lateral movement, you have gap schemes, you have wide zone, you're pulling, you got just regular screens in the open field and all that. It's just those two things for me are big.
So there's a lot of offensive linemen in this draft. I don't have to tell you that because you need
Yeah.
obviously 5 offensive linemen on a football team to start. But what is, in your opinion, what do you feel is one area of your game that sets you apart from everyone else?
I think pound for pound, I'm the strongest offensive lineman in this draft. And I've only been around this game 6 years, and every year I've played, I've gotten not a little better, but like tremendous jumps in my game, better, better, and better. And it's only just beginning. So my upside is tremendous compared to everybody else's.
And is there anything as the draft approaches that you're specifically working on to improve?
Everybody knows I'm a mauler in the run game. That's what they call me. So just want to, especially in pro day, want to show my agility, being 320, and also just only being 19% body fat. Just want to show that I can move, and from there, I think it'll be okay.
And is there like a matchup that, maybe you have circled or like low key, just on the down low, you're kind of looking forward to in the NFL when you get there?
No, there's not a certain matchup. I'm just ready just to get in there and just play because everybody has their different type of playing style. I'm just ready to get in there and just be able to adapt to everybody's playing style, power, speed, rush, all stunts. I'm just ready to be in there.
And we kind of talked about this a little before the show, but just so our audience can hear, what has the pre-draft process been like for you? I know you mentioned that, you went somewhere to train. And again, it's early because, we still have a few months until the draft, but just your personal journey, what does the pre-draft process look like?
Um, just like just taking it day by day, staying on your nutrition, which is pretty easy for me. Having my dad help me put on like 70 pounds coming out of high school. Um, is learning blitzes and all that, and just knowing how to play every single position, not just being one. So I showed that at the Shrine Bowl that I can play both guard spots, and just, I mean, you can't like don't be overwhelmed through the process, and then you're just gonna mess with yourself. But just gotta take it day by day and just keep continuing to grinding and do what you do best.
Yeah, I mean, I think playing both guard spots, kind of brings up like when I was at the Senior Bowl a couple years ago or a few years ago, um, Austin Corbett, who's in the NFL right now, he plays for the Carolina Panthers. They like scouts had no idea how to, fit him into the NFL. They tried him at center, they tried him at guard, they tried him at tackle, and I feel like those college All Star games are so crucial because it shows your ability to be versatile. Like you said, you can play two positions essentially, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
so, I think that's a big deal. And, like kind of looking at the Shrine Bowl, since it is such a big deal, what would you say, as far as being there, what would you say is the big thing that kind of stood out to you when you got around all the coaches? And I mean, you have NFL, scouts and coaches, etc. All those guys that are on, the same playing field as you, in that same tier, you could say your peers. What was one thing that really stood out to you when you were out there with those guys?
For me, what stood out was just learning the different coaching styles that each coaches use. In the league, you have to be very coachable. So then learning new techniques and from the first day and then applying that to the second day is very huge for scouts and all that. So I think that was a big thing, just being coachable and just learning new things and applying it to your game like very quickly.
For sure. And this next question is a very tough one to answer, but we're always curious to hear how people answer it. But if you had to
Okay.
choose one, do you hate to lose or love to win more?
Oh gosh,
I know,
I
it's
hate to
impossible.
lose.
You hate to lose.
I hate to lose.
See, you had that like, oh God. Like I thought you were gonna come out and say, I hate this question. No.
Yeah, I hate to lose.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean I hate to lose as well.
You,
And I
you
know Alexis
winning so
does.
much, and you just think you have it all down, and then you lose, and you don't know how to take it. But just attacking just every practice, every game, just doing what you can do best and adapting, you'll never lose, in my opinion. So
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. No, it's a question when, Alexis and I were going through questions that we wanted to ask prospects this year. I was like, I heard this a couple times when I was at the Senior Bowl, like, scouts ask this. And just the reactions that everyone gives, it's just not a question that you're expecting. And I don't know, frankly, if it's one you want to answer because they're like, well, I'm talking to a scout. Am I saying the wrong answer? If I say, I hate to lose or I want, it's like, it's interesting. But yeah, no, we're not going that hard on you. Obviously, we're not grilling you. But,
no.
this last question here, who is Chandler Zavala as a player and who is he as a person?
Well, as a player, he's a mauler, very athletic, can do anything. I mean, people just describe him just being a gap scheme, but He's played in zone, wide zone, gap scheme, screens. He's played in everything. He's very smart in the game just for playing 6 years, and he's only getting better and better. And his upside is tremendous. And as a person, very respectful, easygoing. Going from Fairmont State to NC State, I fit right in with the culture. My actions speak louder than my words. Just going to work every day, and just after that, I'm going to earn the respect from my coaches and my teammates.
I love it.
Great answers. We love it.
Thank you.
Thank you again so much for coming on the show. We're really excited to talk to you. We love your game. Wherever you go, we'll be fans. So we're looking forward to see you playing in the NFL.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, and if there's anything you need from us, anything we could do for you, just feel free to reach out. We'd love to have you back on when you get to the league, and again, stay healthy and just keep grinding. It's really impressive the journey that you're on to go from where you started at a smaller school and to get to NC State and be a wanted commodity on the transfer portal. It says a lot. And now you just played in the Shrine Bowl. So you're a guy that a lot of prospects, a lot of analysts believe is going to get drafted. So it just goes to show you, how much hard work you've put in. It's really impressive, man. And I think I also had to say your dad, being a 2-time CHOP champion, that's really freaking impressive too.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah, I wanted to know like when he won, like right when he got home, but he said no, you have to wait until it airs on TV. So
oh my God, he made you wait the entire time?
yeah,
Wow.
I had to wait the entire time.
Oh, that's cruel.
Very cruel.
Well, that's still really cool, and we really appreciate you. So we'll keep in touch, and once
Yes,
again,
sir.
stay healthy, my man.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you guys for having me.